Well, welcome back, my friend, to another episode of Automotive Drama. I don't know if you saw the previous video I had on this Chevy Malibu Impala, the TCM communication code, where the terminal was all burnt. I didn't even try to take that one out. I just cut it because it's burnt. I don't know if you could see where it's burnt. And that was the power wire because it got loose. Now, this guy, I showed you, this guy went and found me a pigtail in the junkyard. So, same year, everything. So let me show you how to actually change these pigtails. The only wire I didn't change was the burnt pin, and that's the power wire. I mean, if you look at this, you go, oh my God, I gotta solder all these wires together. Well, if that's what you think, I heard the local meat market is looking for a butcher, because that's where you should go work if you butcher all these wires and solder them together. Only if if the whole plug was melted, I guess you'd have to do that. But not for one terminal. So let me show you how to change these terminals. As you can see, as I took out each wire, I put it right back in its same spot. So that way, when it was all said and done, I could take it. Let me turn it around the other way. One, I knew which plug I was messing with, and my eyeballs didn't go across, but then also I have a reference so I can check the color codes to make sure I did it all right. Now, that one the red one you don't see because I snipped it because it was burnt, and I'm going to solder that wire together. I don't use butt connector. Let's squeeze your butt on there. No, I guess you should be working under a shade tree. All right, you see this little white thing right here? That goes on the top, and there's a little clip right there. And right there, you're going to need these two tools, a dental pick and a regular pick. You pop that out of the back side. This one goes on this side, and again, one little pick, one little pick. Now, I'm going to try to explain this. Let me pull out a couple of wires so you can see what's going on here. Do you see how those pins are in there? I just pushed those back in just for an example. Do you see those little bitty clips right there that's holding that in? Let me see if I can, right there. There's a little, tiny little catch pin. You see that? Well, you take this tool and you push it over to the side as you're pushing down on the wire. Push tension on it. And then once you do that, the wire slips right out. And then you got to make sure which way it goes back in, because it only clips one way. So if you see how the square side is up, the square side always goes up away from where the little clip is. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie. It takes 4 or 5 minutes each wire. But look, I saved the factory harness, and I didn't go to the meat market and hire the butcher to cut that up for me. Oh my God. You wouldn't believe the monsters crap that people do to these cars. But anyways, I just figure I'd show you how to change the plug in case you ever come run across one of these, and you can actually go to the junkyard and find one. And I'm sure you'll find this car in a junkyard locally. Now, the junkyard don't save harnesses. So, if you could find this pigtail, I'd be amazed. You probably have to buy a used wiring harness to get this pigtail. But, I don't know. This guy found it, so he's still going to get a TCM because I showed you how the plug in there is still a little bit burnt. But one step, I saved the wiring harness. And I didn't butcher it all up. Didn't go to the meat market. So anyways, just a little demonstration of how fun and extremely tedious that is. By the time you're done, your eyeballs will be crossed. You'll poke your finger a bunch of times, and after 3 or 4 wires, you got to take a break, smoke a cigarette, or do whatever you got to do to get your eyeballs back in order again, because they're going to be crossed. So anyways, like always, likes are nice, subscribes are better. Questions, comments, feel free. You can always ring the bell, and a little bitty button you push, and that subscribe button, little thumb action. Anyways, thanks again for tuning in, and have a good night, my friends.